Hey everyone, so in this video we're going to build on top of what we covered in the last video, which was using the marquee tools. So if you feel like you're a little bit lost, you're not quite getting everything that's going on and you haven't viewed that video yet, take a moment and go give that a view and then come on back. So all the lasso tools are located under the same icon slot. If you just hold down the left mouse button, you'll see the three that we're going to talk about. And as you can see here in the menu, the keyboard shortcut is L. So simple enough to remember, L for lasso. So a fun little bit of trivia with this default lasso tool here at the top is this was released with the first commercial version of Photoshop that was released back in 1989. And if you take a moment and jump on YouTube and look up John Knoll Photoshop demo, and that's Knoll, you'll probably be able to find a video of him in modern day showing the old version of Photoshop on old hardware. And basically the lasso tool is the exact same as it was back then, which is kind of cool to think about. Now the lasso tool is simple enough to use. You're going to go ahead and select it, left click and drag, and as long as you are dragging and drawing with the mouse, you are creating your shape. So as you can see, you can make really organic, free-form shapes with this. Now here's a first little example of a window I'd like to duplicate, and you can see that being a window, a certain part of it is very rectangular like you would expect, but the top of it is kind of free-flowing and organic, and I wouldn't be able to get that with just the rectangular tool. So I'm going to go ahead and use the rectangular tool for the part I can, and then I'll go ahead and finish this off using the lasso tool, and again using those modifier keys to add or subtract where necessary. So once I'm done, I'll go ahead and do a copy paste, Control-C, Control-V, or Command-C, Command-V if you're on a Mac, and that should go ahead and paste my final selection onto a new layer in Photoshop, and I can go ahead and relocate it on the image and make it look like there's another window. So the second lasso tool down is the polygonal lasso tool, and this one's really great for making selections on things like buildings or something that's made up of mostly straight lines. So I'm going to go ahead and revisit an image I started in the last video when I was covering the marquee tools, and I had used the rectangular tool to select the main beams of this gate, but I wasn't able to finish things up because of these small areas here, and I can go ahead and use the polygonal tool to kind of fill these in. So again, I just go ahead and click on the first corner and go ahead and move the mouse to the next and click again, and it's just going to go ahead and fill that line segment in each time I click. Once I'm finished, I'm going to go ahead and click on the layer mask button, and that's going to basically hide anything that's not in my current selection. It's not permanently deleting it, it's just kind of hiding it from view for now, but I can get it back at any time. Now the last of the lasso tools is the magnetic lasso tool, and honestly it's one that I don't use very often. Basically what the tool is going to do is as you left click and drag along an edge, just roughly, it's going to try and identify contrast, meaning changes in luminosity or color, and trace the line accordingly. When you first start using Photoshop, this seems like a great appealing tool, but the results you get tend to be really jagged and less than stellar, and for the most part you're probably going to find that with just about the same amount of work or even less, you're going to be able to get better results with other tools. That being said, the tool is in Photoshop and there's almost always multiple ways to tackle one particular thing you're trying to do, and if you happen to be getting good results with it, by all means definitely use it. Alright, so there you have it. Those are the lasso tools in Photoshop. Aside from the tools themselves, if there's one other main takeaway I would hope you would take from this video is that at least from my own experience, early on when I was using the lasso tools, I tried to make very complex, intricate shapes all in one go. And that was really frustrating because with a mouse it's very difficult to keep the lasso tool really under control. And even with the tablet it can still be difficult. So what I found to be a lot easier, and what I would encourage you to do as well, is look at a complex object or image that you want to cut out and break that down into smaller shapes, and then use the modifier keys of Shift to add to your selection or Alt or Option to subtract from your selection. And hopefully with that approach, you'll be able to work really efficiently and very quickly. And with all that being said, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you on the next Johnny How To.